All right, guys, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking out the video. And if you're new, this is the shack. This is typically my shop. Today, it's going to be more or less just a studio to talk to you guys. And I got a video that I want to share with you. This is something a little different, but it does pertain to a lot of us. After 25 years of being in law enforcement and having a fairly successful career, I'm calling it quits, moving on, and I'm going to be starting a new chapter in my life. And it's going to be here in the shop, both doing laser CNC woodworking jobs as well as content creation. So those two will be what I hope supports me into retirement. If not, then you may see me at Walmart welcoming you to the store. But that's going to be the topic of the video. We're going to kind of go and do a little dive into the story of where I started, how I got to where I am today, and where I hope to be in the future. And the key word being hope. So stick around and we're going to get started. All right. First of all, we're going to take a little trip back in time about 25 years, guys. To give you an idea of the law enforcement career, back in 1999, I started my career in the city of Montgomery, Alabama, which just so happens to be the state capital. I worked there for about 2.5 years before coming back home to Chilton County. Once coming back home, I went to work for the sheriff's office here in Chilton County. Was everything from patrol supervisor, investigator, wound up getting on the SWAT team that had been newly formed. Was able to be one of the very first snipers assigned to that SWAT team. During that time, we went and competed all over the state and other places in the country and got to do some really cool stuff with the SWAT team, not to mention the daily operations, which back then were really frequent and really long and enduring. Shortly thereafter, in 2008, I wound up going to work with the city of Clanton, which is where I'm currently employed. While there, I've got to do all kinds of things with computer forensics, internet crimes. I was a detective. I've done hazmat, K9, the tactical operations, of course. You name it, most any job in law enforcement, IT management, most any job in law enforcement I've been able to do. Now, as you know, guys, law enforcement is not for the faint of heart, I guess you could say. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of gore and stuff associated with it. It will give you demons. I've been there. I've done that, got the t-shirt. Went through some tough patches with it, but, you know, thanks to my belief system, the support from my wife and my family, managed to pull through it. Well, in the process of pulling through all of that stuff and kind of reorganizing my brain, I decided to start doing woodworking as more of a therapeutic type thing. Gives me something to do. I like working with my hands. I like creating things. You tend to see the darker side of society. You get to see the things that most people don't want to see. You get to see on a regular basis. And so having something creative became kind of a release for me. And so that's when I started playing around with woodworking and stuff out here in what used to be the shack. It didn't look like this, but it was much, much less sophisticated. All right, so another thing that a lot of you guys may not know that aren't in law enforcement, but law enforcement is not just a commitment from you. You as the police officer, yes, you're the one that has the primary commitment as far as being, you know, hurt in the line of duty or killed or whatever in the line of duty. But the thing about it is law enforcement is a whole family thing. Like your whole family has to live it. Whether it's your kids at school getting picked on or messed with because their dad's a police officer, or whether it's your wife who has to stay up in the middle of the night tossing and turning, wondering if you're going to make it home, especially when you're doing all those things, the fun things. Because all the fun things, guys, I hate to tell you, but the fun things are the most dangerous things. And so it's your whole family marries into the job, basically. I mean, your kids, your wife, even your dogs. I mean, you know, you have people, your neighbors, they know what you do. You know, you're not only, if you make somebody angry in the community, there is always that possibility that they might try to come back and, you know, mess with one of your family members. So it's a bit of a taxing job to have long term. So the more I leaned into doing things out here in my shop as more of a relief, stress reliever type thing, the more fun I had. And it just kept going. It kept going until one day I started sharing content and I started making things for the public and doing both. And what do you know? The next thing, it starts getting bigger and bigger to the point to where I've got a YouTube channel. Little did I know, creating content, making videos was kind of like that whole woodworking thing. It was kind of an outlet for me. It kind of allowed me to be creative. I had recently went back to college to finish my degree in networking and stuff, and they made me take art classes. And so the more I got into it, I realized that technically maybe I was a little artistic. I didn't know it. I lived my whole life and never knew that maybe I had this little artistic streak in me. And so I've leaned heavily into it, creating the content, doing jobs for people, running the lasers, running the CNCs, and it has been a blast, guys. Well, the business has grown to the point to where now we've kind of gotten to that point where I have my time in law enforcement. It has been a career like many people would love to have. I've got most of the good, not a lot of the bad. I have, however, here towards the end, ended up with a couple of back surgeries, and I've had some knee damages and stuff like that. So the job has taken its toll on my body physically. You know, I've got ailments that people who didn't do the things that I did with, you know, running every day or weightlifting every day or jumping off of buildings or all that kind of stuff. Those folks don't have these ailments. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to find something a little less high impact on my body to do, and we're just going to move into this. I've hit that 25-year threshold, and so I can now go home, enjoy myself here in the shop, and draw the retirement. And so that's where I'm at, guys. That is what has made me decide that this year in 60 days, and I've got the sign right there to prove it, in 60 days from today, I will be free of employment. I will be self-employed, running my own business right here in the shack. Now, the one thing that I will say, looking back over the past 25 years, 35 years, there are a couple things I wish I'd have done a little better at. I probably should have put a little more money back along the way. So if any of you guys are younger in law enforcement and you're looking at maybe one day retiring, take my advice. Go ahead and put a little extra something somewhere. Maybe some stocks, bonds, all that kind of thing. Running in law enforcement, you tend to live check to check, and that's just the way that works. So doing that does require a certain level of commitment, but trust me, when you get to where I'm at, looking back, you're going to be like, why was I an idiot? I didn't need the motorcycles. I didn't need the other things that I thought I needed back then. I didn't really need those, but I needed to have put money back. So just, you know, you'll thank me in 20 years, but go ahead and start doing that. I should have been a little more responsible with that. Luckily, though, guys, I have my business. I have my health to the point to where I'm able to continue doing what I'm doing out here. And I've always had a really good work ethic as far as doing a job, accomplishing a task, getting things done. I'm a task-oriented person. And so hopefully that will help carry me into my business as we move forward. I've gotten to making a decent amount of money doing what I do here with my, laser engraving business, CNC business, and content creation. All the little streams of money that I have coming, I've gotten it to the point where I feel like I can make a go of it and kind of hang out here with you guys, making content, doing jobs for people, and have enough money to make ends meet. That's the plan. So for the next 60 days, guys, I'm going to be seriously trying to ramp up what I do here in my shop. That's going to hopefully include content. That's going to include trying to take on more work as far as the local jobs goes. I've got some things I've got to streamline in my business to hopefully raise revenue for the future, because like I said, in 60 days, this is going to be the bulk of my income is going to be coming from out here. So those are some things that I'm going to be working through in the future, going forward, as well as just trying to stay busy and transition from a guy who had a career in this area moving over into private sector. Another thing that I'm going to have to be getting used to is being at home. The benefit is I'm going to be able to spend more time. I've got a 14-year-old daughter. I'm going to be able to spend more time with her, do things with her, go on band trips with her, that type of thing. It's going to give me a lot more freedoms and liberties to do stuff like that than what I'm used to having. Hopefully, I will adapt to that over time. But it's going to be one of those things that I've never had that. In 25 years, I've always been on call for one thing or another, whether it be the SWAT team, the detectives. I've always been on call for 25 years pretty much. So it's going to be a little different. I'm gonna be having to adapt to that. But adaptation is one of those things that, guys, you got to get used to it. As you age, as you get older, you have to adapt. I used to be the guy that could, run and jump and carry heavy stuff and all that. Nowadays, not so much. But there's going to be obstacles, I'm sure. The biggest one being the financial part. Insurance is very expensive. Okay, I've had employment insurance for so long because the city provides me with insurance, and I just pay a portion of what the insurance costs. Well, now it's on me. So that's going to be probably the biggest thing that I've got to contend with is health insurance because it's not cheap, and it is going to take a big chunk of the retirement check that I'm going to have coming in. I do have a supportive wife, and she just does plan to continue to work and help me try to get this going as we move forward. So hopefully everything works out. But those are going to be some of the challenges that I'm going to be working through in the next year or so. So if you're around, keep an eye out for those. I would like to say to you guys, if you're in my situation, if you're in law enforcement, maybe things aren't what they used to be. You just find yourself not wanting to get up and put that uniform on in the morning. Start planning. Start trying to find something that you can get into that you do enjoy, that you do like getting up in the morning and putting your shoes on to go do. Because in my experience, once you get to that point to where going to work becomes a bit of a hassle, it's time to quit going. All right. And in law enforcement, I think a lot of guys, the reason they get themselves in trouble is they try to stay too long. You see a lot of guys in the news that do things that they shouldn't do. And I think a lot of that comes from fatigue because the retirement system, it is kind of gamed against us in law enforcement because you can't. I mean, they tell you can retire, but realistically, in today's society, you really can't. And so I think a lot of times guys stay too long. They should have left earlier. They end up either doing something stupid or getting themselves, hurt. So I think that's why it's important for me to go ahead and go now. I have this opportunity. I have the drive, the will, the love for what I'm doing out here in the shop. And I want to bring that into my life every day as opposed to nights and weekends. So that's where we're at. And I think it's a good plan. I feel really confident about it, but I'm going to need you guys to help support me by watching the videos. That's all I ask, guys. Watch the videos, share the information. If somebody's asking questions, send them my way. That's all I need you guys to do. But together, I feel like we can make a go of this. We can have a successful business as far as the content creation stuff. I've got the physical products, the things that I do around here. I'm going to work harder. I'm gonna just stay motivated and keep it going. And hopefully, a year from now, we can do a follow-up video about a year and 3 months, I guess, or 2 months, a year and 2 months. So 14 months from now, hopefully we can do another video updating you guys a year after retirement where we are in the journey. So here it goes, guys. This is probably one of the most nervous, anxious, scared. I wouldn't really say scared. Most nervous or anxious moments that I've had in a long time because there's a lot riding on this. So if you have any advice, if you've been here, if you've been where I am today, then drop a comment down below and let me know because I'm not going to lie, a little nervous about this whole move. It's a big deal. My whole family depends on the outcome of this. So any hopeful words that you have or any words of wisdom that you have, drop those down below because I could probably use them this week. So that's it, guys. I hope this helps. I know it's just me rambling, but maybe there's somebody out there. Maybe there's a little bit in this video that helps you in some way. And if that's the case, drop a comment down there. Let me know because I really kind of feel silly making this video about something that you guys may or may not like because it doesn't use tools. So, but let me know down below. And guys, 60 more days, and this will be my one employment right here. All right, guys, so there you have it. That is my transition, my story, my little update for 60 days out till retirement. And like I said, hopefully a year into retirement, we can come back and revisit this and have some good news. So until next time, guys, hit that button and be safe and have a good day.